Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a drama thriller film called Black Island from 2021. Enjoy your viewing. A young man named Jonas attends his grandmother's funeral with his parents. 4 months later, Jonas's parents are driving in the car and talking about his father's relationship with his grandfather Friedrich. Suddenly, an oncoming car pulls out, and his father, trying to avoid a head-on collision, drives into a ditch and crashes into a tree. No one survived the accident. Jonas spends the next few days at his parents' funeral with his friends Florian, Jewel, and Nina, who came to support him. He feels grief and despair, but Nina tries to comfort him. Later, people gather at Friedrich's grandfather's house to pay their respects to the bereaved family. The grandfather approaches his grandson and tells him that he does not need to move to Bavaria to live with his aunt, and he can stay with him on the island until he turns 18. 1 year has passed. Jonas' pain has stopped. We see him catching up with his friends on their bicycles, and they go to school together. In the middle of the school day, a lady enters the classroom and tells the class to follow her outside. She gathers the children around and tells them that their teacher had an accident while on vacation in Mallorca, and she will be their German teacher this year. The woman then introduces herself as Helena Young. After class, Jonas and Florian sit outside and talk. Then Helena approaches them and asks if they are free that evening and if they can help her move her furniture after she moves in. Nina overhears and quickly offers to help. The friends meet up together and head to the teacher's house. When they arrive at the house, the boys start packing the wardrobe, while Nina stays downstairs. She goes to the pantry and finds a suitcase with a tag that says, Mallorca. Suddenly Helena comes in and asks in surprise what the girl is looking for here. Nina replies that she needs a piece of wood to cut. The woman gives the girl the thing she needs, and Nina leaves. Helena does notice that she forgot to remove the tag from her suitcase. Upstairs, the boys have finally finished with the wardrobe, but Nina comes in, and her leg is covered in blood. She had cut herself seriously, and Floriano took her to the hospital. As soon as everyone leaves, Helena goes back to the closet and rips the tag off the suitcase. That night, we see a picture of a woman sitting at her desk with photos of Jonas, and it seems that she was stalking him. She collects all the photos and sets them on fire in the sink. The next morning, Jonas meets Helena on the beach. She is going for a morning jog. They strike up a conversation, and the lady asks if he is dating Nina. The guy replies that he is not dating a girl. In class, Helena assigns her students to write a poem. After class, Nina goes to Jonas's house for help. At the next lesson, Nina reads out her work, and Helena realizes that she did not write it. She asks Jonas about it, and he admits that it was him. The teacher expresses her admiration all the time and says that the boy is talented. The woman asks about his other works, and asks to see them. And now we are again transported to Helena's house, who this time is working in the garden, and accidentally notices that Jonas is trying to put a parcel in her mailbox. She runs up to him, takes out the contents of the parcel, and invites him inside. After a tiring day of gardening, she goes to take a shower, and the boyfriend spies on her through the door. A few hours later, Helena has finished with Jonas's latest work, and he asks her opinion, after which he sees that she is moved to tears. As he wipes the tears from the woman's face, they exchange a meaningful kiss that quickly turns into something more. The next morning, Jonas meets Helena on his way to school. He tells her that what happened earlier was a mistake. On the way, they pass Nina, who is surprised by what she sees. In class, Jewel and Nina notice the teacher's strange behavior. After class, the girl admits that she did not write the poem. When she goes outside, she tells Jonas about it, and he tells her that the teacher guessed it herself. In the next scene, Nina helps the boy clean up his parents' house. Jonas remembers his loss and begins to cry. Nina hugs him, and they exchange a loving kiss. The girl assures him that he will not lose her like his parents. A day later, a small seminar is held at the school, where Grandpa Friedrich gives his speech, and he notices that Helena is standing in the distance. She has short hair now. The man looks as if he has seen a ghost, and he falls to the ground. His grandson rushes over to help him. Later, we move to Friedrich's house, who has already recovered from his fainting spell. Nina tells Jonas that his grandfather saw Helena at that moment. The confused boy does not believe her. The girl leaves the house, and she is very upset. That night, Jonas wakes up next to Helena. She kisses him and goes to gymnastics. In the morning, she leaves the house quietly, but Nina notices her and angrily leaves breakfast for the boy on the porch. A few hours later, Nina and Jules are running on the beach. Nina tells her friend about what happened this morning, as well as what happened at the seminar. Then Jewel tells her that her father had a teacher who looked exactly like Helena and had the same hair. That morning, Jonas is going to school, but his grandfather asks him not to go. The boy wonders if it has something to do with his teacher, but Friedrich refuses to answer this question. Jonas tells him about what Nina saw. The grandfather replies that she may have imagined it. The grandfather gives his grandson the breakfast that Nina left behind, which helps Jonas understand that she saw Helena leave his house in the morning. At school, Nina looks through old school albums in the library. She finds a photo of Helena with a different name. Suddenly, the teacher enters and asks her why she came to the island. Afraid that Nina will tell Jonas about everything, the woman eliminates her. Meanwhile, the boy wanders the corridors in search of Nina. Helena leads him astray and returns to the library to hide the body. The woman takes tape and rope, then ties the girl's body with a curtain, and later carries the load to her car. On the way, she realizes that she has forgotten the bicycle that the girl had ridden, and returns to get it. On the beach, Jonas finds his friends. He asks about Nina, and the boys tell him that she was at school this morning. Meanwhile, Helena is on the other side of the beach, getting rid of Nina's body. Later, we see the girl receiving a message from Jonas, telling her that he wants to meet her as soon as possible. During the meeting, the guy tells her that his girlfriend has disappeared. Helena assures him that the girl is jealous of him because of what she saw in the morning, so she suggests that they remain friends. But Jonas does not agree with this proposal and kisses her. They spend the night together. The next morning, Friedrich wakes up his grandson and tells him that Nina's body was found on the beach. When they arrive there, they see Nina's mother grieving, and Friedrich faints again and is taken to the hospital. Later, Jonas and Florian realize that Nina's death was not an accident. In the school library, Jules tells the boys about her guesses. They begin to look through the diary and realize that there are pages missing. Then they try to find information on the school website and find a picture of Friedrich with Helena. The friends find out that she drowned. Meanwhile, Helena visits Friedrich in the hospital, and he looks at her in horror. She accuses him of killing her mother, and now it turns out that Friedrich is her father, who wanted nothing to do with her or her mother. Because of this, she has returned to take revenge. She confesses to the previous murders. The next morning, Jonas is woken up by an ambulance that brings his grandfather home. Helena also comes there. The boy knows her secret, and now he is suspicious of her. He asks her what she is doing here. Then he asks her mother's name, but their conversation is interrupted by a call from Florian. The woman offers to answer it and assures him that she will tell him everything later. Helena goes inside to make coffee. She pours the powder into Jonas's cup. Friedrich is completely helpless, and the woman takes him to the window and forces him to watch what is happening. She gives Jonas coffee and tells him that her mother had an affair with his grandfather. This means that Helena is Jonas's aunt. The guy begins to feel the effect of the powder and almost loses consciousness. The crazed woman drags him to the lake and tries to kill him. Jonas beats Helena with his last strength and starts running back to the house. He finds Friedrich lying on the floor holding the letter Maria left him. Suddenly, Helena flies into the house and begins to strangle the boy. Before he can lose consciousness, he grabs a piece of glass and stabs her in the heart. A few days later, Jonas is sailing on a boat and suddenly notices a girl wearing a yellow cloak similar to the one Helena wore. Without understanding anything, he follows the stranger. However, it turns out that she is just an ordinary girl. Now Jonas is calm, knowing that he can start a new chapter in his life. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.